going on, everybody? I'm back with another video. The last video I just put out, I was going over the back half of the frame here, so I just was going to go over it real quick again. Just finished high fill, primed it, and then last time I forgot to mention that I shortened up the tow hitch, and then we had a notch into this piece a little bit, which is kind of hard to see. And then I have the tow hitch over here. I'll grab it. There's the tow hitch here. So you can see we've come in and just used the factory sides, but then we made all this to fit, and then I boxed it in with metal. Did the little hooks for my chains. Same thing here. We filled all this in, so this will actually bolt right up underneath here and come right out where the opening is on my roll pan. So I figured I'd just go over that real quick of what I forgot to mention there. And then what I'm going to do now is I'll go ahead and start up the truck, and then I'll turn it around and go over the front end. We're going to be doing metal work on the bumper. Already started a little bit, and show you like the grill setup and stuff that we're planning to do on the front of it, and then kind of work my way from the front end kind of underneath the cab. We're going to do some metal work too. So let me go ahead and start the truck up, and then I'll get it turned around. Alright, so now that we got the truck turned around, like I said in the very first video, and I think maybe this last video, that this is a 2004. So I actually went and upgraded the front end to the 05 to 07 with the headlights, the Harley grille, and then obviously the bumper section here. So we actually did it the right way and got the actual correct panel piece. Actually, I already had it color matched. I went and cut out my middle grille section here already, because we're going to do the 3/16 by ½ inch stainless billet grills that we're going to make. And then I already started on the front here. So what we've done here is, you normally just had a little brace here, or bracket here, or I mean a metal piece here, and then this is where your tow hooks came out. So I went ahead and cut that and eliminated. So I'm going to do a full billet bar all the way around. And I got a piece here for another vehicle that I have that we've already used. So this is going to actually be the material here. So it's 3/16 by ½ inch, all stainless. So I just got to make it obviously a new one to fit this bumper, but just to give you guys an idea, I'll get it to where it'll fit right into there and just be super clean. And then we're going to actually add all that back into here like this. And then what I want to do is remove my headlights, and then I actually want to make the pieces of the billet here to go here, so it'll actually be like a phantom grill, like on the OBS Chevys, from here all the way, so it'll shape the headlights. And then I'll do like a different headlight behind the grill, but this will be all a nice 3/16 by ½ inch stainless, so it'll be looking just like that. I think it'll look super sharp and be completely different. And then we're actually gonna, this is plastic from factory, so we're actually gonna make this out of metal, this actual upper piece, and weld it to the bottom metal part. So this will be one continuous bumper all the way up. Get rid of this seam here, it'll be all metal, and I'm actually gonna tighten up all the gaps here, bring this all in, make it super custom all the way around. And then I got the little valance piece off down here. So I'm not sure if I'll go with like the little newer one, like the 08 one, but make it out of metal, or go with just the factory one that came with it and then make it out of metal. So I want no plastic on the truck is what I'm pretty much doing, is just anything that's plastic I'm making out of metal and then molding it all in just like I did here. Got that all welded in and smoothed out, and that's before even doing any body work on the bumper. And then coming along on the driver's side, we have our plastic inner fender wells here. So, and I don't like the little bolts and stuff, so we're gonna actually make this out of metal, do like a nice bead roll, get rid of this, so everything will be welded from the backside, so it'll be completely smooth. No more plastic here. And then we're gonna come in on here, on this side, and bring the metal in, so it'll come in and around, so all this will be hidden. You won't see all this bracketry or anything like that. It'll just be a nice little inner fender well made out of metal with a nice bead roll. And you can see I already got my 2.0 King shocks for the front that I had King chrome plate for me. Obviously they're dirty now, but then did the grooved reservoirs for it. And then I had another shop make these brackets for me here to hold the reservoir around the shock. So that's what we're doing on the front. And then coming down underneath, most people put like an amp step or some sort of step or something like that. I'm tall enough I could jump into the truck, so I used to have the amp step, so I eliminated the amps. And then we're actually going to shave this pinch weld up, probably right to the bottom of this open hole all the way across. So now when you look at the truck where the door wraps down, it's just gonna, you're not gonna see this pinch weld hanging below it with all the little pinch welds in the open holes where the amp steps were. And then you can see here the bolt that holds the fender. We'll take that, straighten it, and then add a piece and then bolt it from the backside into here. So then coming underneath, you can see we already got it all marked off for with the tape of what we're going to be doing. So all these holes will be filled in. We'll do a plate over it and do a nice bead roll. Fill all this in, smooth it completely out. So my plan is to actually body work and paint all this up here where my hand is. And then from this line back will be the Line X and have it all color matched to the dark shadow gray metallic. So I just wanted to show, we're just gonna be super detailed underneath the cab. And then any access holes that I don't need, once we lift the cab off, we'll fill all that stuff in. So I'll mark it before I take the cab off, just so I know I don't fill something that I still need. So that's what we're planning to do underneath the cab. And then I'll come over here and show you guys some parts that I've already had. So let me show you underneath the front here real quick. So these are just the factory steering pieces here. And you can see that they're threaded and the ball joints are solid. So I actually went and ordered the Synergy suspension, came out with 99 to 04 front steering pieces where it's a thread-in replaceable ball joint. So I've already bought that, which I have over here. You can see I got the newer piece here where it actually threads in. And you can see we actually color matched the Illusion Melbeck to the ball joint, so it's actually color matched and not just the flat black like it comes. And then you can see all the castle nut and washers, everything here has all been nickel plated. I know everybody does chrome. I wanted to do something different, so I went with the nickel plate. It still has the shine, but it just has a little different tint to it. All my washers, all my hardware, I went and got coarse thread instead of fine thread, so it actually is better for not getting the threads all galled up with the thickness of the nickel plate on it. So there's that. Same thing down here on this bottom piece. You can see it's all nickel plated and then color matched on the ball joints. So every piece on my truck I'm trying to either have Illusion Melbeck or nickel plate and polish. And then I already have the new drive shaft sitting here. Had it all made nickel plate and polish the drive shaft, and then we did all the pieces in the nickel plate here, and then everything else is in the illusion millback to kind of give it a little bit of a contrast to it. And then you can see over there I got the Banks diff cover because I have the Magtech, but I like the Banks one, so we already got it powdered and ready to go. And then I'll grab the hardware too. And I also got all the hardware to bolt this onto the truck, to the rear axle, so it'll be all nice and give a little contrast up against the illusion millback. And then I also got the color match tail lights, which they don't look too bad. Turned out pretty good with the dark shadow gray metallic. These are the Recon ones, so they actually sit flush with the bed. Because I know the Alpha Rex, they kind of are bulged out, so I like the more of the kind of flushed in where it doesn't bulge out. To me, it fits the truck better. So I got a lot of parts already done, sitting here ready to go. It's just getting through the different stages because I don't want to put stuff on and get it damaged. So that's why all that's sitting here and ready to go. I just figured I'd show everybody what I got sitting there ready to go on it. So the next thing is to get on the bumper here and get rid of this plastic and actually make it out of metal. And then get the grills going. I think it's gonna look pretty neat. I haven't seen that done on this front end before, with opening this up and then cutting all this out and then doing a full stainless billet grill. Same with the headlights and then in the grill. So I think it'll be kind of one of one, kind of different, because it's not the newest truck and it's not going to be the tallest truck, but my whole goal is to be the most detailed for a 2004 F250. And it's all the little tweaks that you got to look at it to think that what's different to it than just, you know, the obvious stuff. So I think this will be a piece that'll be missed. This here maybe kind of a double take for people. Same with the wheel wells being all made out of metal. I haven't seen anybody do that yet, so I'm looking forward to kind of getting all that done, getting it all fully detailed out. And then real quick, I'll show you, I got a new set of Forgiato 24x12s that I got for it, that I've already did the black powder coat, and then I did the illusion millback on the back. So I'll bring it out real quick and show you guys. And I did opt for the center cap with the floaters in the middle, so I'll show you guys that too. I don't know if you guys can see, but did the floater in the middle, and we did that in the illusion millback. So we did this like the nice black, gloss black, and then on the back side, I don't know if it shows in the sun. It's kind of hard to see, but we did the backs of it in the illusion millback, and then did the floater there in the middle. So the rims that I have on there now are just a 20x9. I've had those all on there for a long time, and they're a 35x1250 20. So I'm going to go to a 37 1350 24, and I'm going to run the Toyo Open Country MTs. That's what I had on before. Then I just ordered these Venom swamp things just to be a roller, just so I could move it around to the shop and get stuff done on it. So I don't want to have expensive tires just to get messed up in the shop. So that's what I got for this video. Stay tuned for the progress on the front bumper, getting the wheel wells done in here. I still got to do the wheel wells in the bed. So other than that, that's where we're at. And then lift the cab off and tear down the frame, and then I'm looking forward to actually getting everything all coated and ready to put it all back together and start seeing my vision come to life. So if you guys haven't seen the other video, So I've done, this is my third video, so I've done the first one on the bed, the second one on the back half, and this one's just kind of a general going over what the plans are for more metal work to get done on the truck. So that's where we're at. So like I said, leave me a comment, let me know what you think of the plans that I have or what I'm kind of doing with the grills, or if there's anything that you noticed or any ideas or whatever, just let me know in a comment. Appreciate it, thanks.